climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge, watching depressing but beautiful movies, and also Rocky Horror Picture Show, all that and more in this episode of the Mish and Zach Podcast. Mish and Zach!
Hello, it's the Mish and Zach Podcast. Did you miss us? Because we missed you. My name's Mish and I'm here with Zach.
Hello, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, I've just decided to tell you to like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon. Why not? Why not check that in?
I want to be as big as Zoe Sugg.
Okay.
Do you know who Zoe Sugg is?
I presume they're a big YouTuber.
They used to be. They were during the British YouTuber.
I think were they quite mononymy? Was it just Zoe sometimes, or was it
No, I don't
Zoe
think so.
Chug? Zoe what?
Sugg. Well, that was that weird era of not weird. It was like a really kind of like very electric time for YouTube when all these vloggers were all the rage. I never got into it really.
Do you know what was fascinating about that, right, is when they started doing the YouTube Rewind, it was this point where YouTube, it's fascinating moment of history. In fact, I've thought about doing a show about this, like a documentary show about this era, because I find it so interesting. The era when YouTube was just a platform, and then they had all these vloggers, and then they were like, oh, they're going to be our celebrities, they're going to be the stars, and they did like... YouTube Rewind, YouTube Red, and they became like an official part of the YouTube sort of family. So then when they started doing crook shit, YouTube couldn't like step back.
Yep.
And it's just a fascinating moment where it was like there were billboards of like YouTube. Over 5 million people watch this person. It's so fun. It's such a fascinating
It really
time.
is. And they started doing like festivals for these YouTubers that were
VidCon.
Yeah, but they were but some of them were just like created so fast because it felt like it was such a fast, and no one really knew because it had never happened before how to deal with like this online fame and like online like the kind of drive towards online content. And so no one really knew what to do with it. So they just did all these crazy like festivals and like for all these people who essentially like to put makeup on in their bedroom.
And meetups.
Meetups. And like people would like, I think I was probably a bit old maybe, like just a little bit old.
We were,
yeah, because I was in like my early 20s and it was very much targeted at like teenagers. So I never really got but people became obsessed with these people that would just like make like, gonna eat some cinnamon challenge. Remember that?
Yeah.
Or they were like, oh, how many marshmallows can I fit in my little teen mouth? I didn't mean it to come out like that. Anyway, on that...
YouTube was crazy.
I'll tell you what I watch a lot of on YouTube at the moment.
What?
Pitbulls and Parolees. I'm back on.
Now tell me about that one again. That's the one.
So I am currently consuming fluffy stuff.
Yeah.
It's just where I'm at right now.
I get
she
it.
needs her fluff. Pitbulls and Parolees is this amazing show that used to be on Animal Planet. And it ran for ages. And it was this amazing woman named Tia Torres who owned a pitbull, predominantly pitbull dogs, like lost dogs home. And all these people would come and adopt out pit bulls, but she hired parolees. So she hired guys that were just out of jail. And gave them jobs and stuff, and so they would look after these dogs. And then all these people would come in and then buy the dogs and stuff and like adopt the dogs, I should say.
It's so funny because that's the same genre of like that's the parolees and pit bulls are the same like genre of like parolees are the people of the pit bulls of people.
Yeah, and she's really a fascinating woman. Like, and all the money that they made from doing this show went right back into Villalobos, which was the name of the shelter.
So there's a whole idea in the same way that you look at this dog and you see only its potential for harm, but you should see too that it has within it a capacity for love and and joy and constructive things. Was she saying, is it not true also of these parolees?
Yes.
Wow, what a beautiful show for you to watch.
And mostly it's just because these big, beautiful dogs are just really cute and they do cute things. I'm not really in it for the parolees.
But I imagine there's big, beautiful parolees.
Oh, there are some big, beautiful parolees.
Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they are. They do know what they're doing. They're appealing to everybody.
That's great.
But no, these like beautiful dogs. And so that's what I've been watching on YouTube.
I'm trying to think of what I've been watching on YouTube. I might even have a look at my YouTube history and tell you what I've been looking at on YouTube, because I have been on tour. Well, I am on tour. This is a sort of a quick short sojourn to record some podcasts with my dear friend Mish. I've returned to Melbourne for a podcast sojourn and also to make some content. I just lost my mind making some content. Patty was going to shoot a few things.
If it hasn't come out yet.
It will never come out.
No, it won't. If it had, so just so you know, while Zach's looking that up, we just needed to shoot some quick content for social media, right?
Yeah.
And it was meant to be, you've seen some of our videos, I'm sure. If you watch it, like little guess the movies and stuff. I love doing them. That's like, I love to do them. And Zach had this wackadoo idea and just like directed a short film in his office with Patty. It took ages.
It took a minute.
It is genuinely one of the weirdest things I've ever been a part of. And I don't think, because it also, the onus lies on Zach because he has to edit it and create it because it was his idea. I just don't think we're ever going to see it.
No.
But it is weird. Like, it is really weird. So if you're listening to this and you want to see it, can you please hound him?
Hound Zach. Yeah.
Hound Zach.
No, don't. Please don't.
No, don't. Just chuck in our comments or something like that.
Busy.
I want to see the funny video.
No, don't overhype it. No, don't do any of that.
Don't do it.
No, Mish, don't. I'm on tour. I can't handle that. Don't do that. If you do that, I'll kill you. Don't. No, I won't kill you, but don't do it. What have I been watching? Just crap. Just a whole bunch of crap. Just music and crap.
I've just found lately, just in the last couple of months, that whenever I sit down, I'm like, cool, tonight's the night I'm going to watch a movie. My brain is just like, I can't do it. I've just been watching fluff. I mean, I mentioned last...
No, there are times like that for me as well. I mean, I when I'm on tour, I've said this, anyone that follows me on Letterboxd would know this, I've watched like 3 movies in the last month because I just watched Star Trek Next Gen. Currently I'm watching Star Trek Voyager. That is my version of fluff, is Star Trek, you know. It's not. It's actually wonderful and smart. But that's my version.
Dude! Okay, so we released a video of you saying your favourite Star Trek Voyager ships or something, right? No, I'm sorry, I am. People always like, don't address hate comments. I don't. And I get quite a few of them. Not a lot, but I get a handful. I don't address them.
You can address them if you want.
No,
it's
this one, no. I think it's...
But this wasn't it. This was a
everyone I know,
one.
everyone in my life that has have a career that means that they're up for public scrutiny or whatever, has all told me just never address the hate. And I think it's a really, really good piece of advice. But Zach did a list for a little short that we did for TikTok or Instagram or something on his favourite ships from Star Trek.
And purposefully a provocation.
Well, because Zach had been talking about Star Trek for over a year at that point. I have no interest in the show. I don't judge people who watch. I don't care. I literally just admitted that I'm watching like...
Well, we were going to do Leguisamorama for this very reason.
Yeah, fine.
Maybe.
But he released... So we released the video and then like 6 months later, I put it up on YouTube, I think. I was just like, okay, and we'll chuck it up on the YouTube. And people hate me.
Really? I thought there was one comment.
Well, yeah, but it was bad.
Mish!
Well, but see, this is what you do. If you leave a mean comment or a hateful comment, that's the one you remember. This person, I'm going to assume it was a man, was just like, oh, great, I guess, and just another fucking person to shit on the nerds for having an interest. How dare she, like, rip into him? It's like, I wasn't ripping into you. This is literally what it was. It was like, I'm going to name off all the Star Trek ships, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, like that. And everyone's like, wow, what a stupid bitch.
Not everyone, one person, and they didn't call you a stupid bitch, Mish.
Well, you know, but they ripped into me.
No, it was a funny...
Are you really going to pull it up and try and roll me right now?
No, I'm just pulling it up to find it. I was just fine. I just don't think it's... I don't think you should say people called you a stupid bitch. No one called you... People have. Like the internet is a horrible place
Yeah.
for women, but this person didn't call you stupid.
No, this person didn't call me stupid.
I thought it was a very funny message. They were very defensive of nerd culture. I find people very interesting when they're like defensive of. I find. Here's my little hot take. When people talk about nerd culture or being a goth or those sorts of things on the same level as like race or sexuality, funny.
I just think that
I find it a bit funny.
it is perfectly acceptable to not want to watch Star Trek. It is perfectly acceptable to not want to follow the footy. You don't have to like everything that...
I don't think this... My read of this comment, the reason why I was going to pull it up is my read of this comment wasn't that there was a bit of hate to you, but it was more that they were really funnily defensive. Like there was hate, like it was angry, but it was more just like so funny. They were like, this is what happens when... Because I took it to be like, I want to pull it up just because I thought it was such an... No, I don't want to, just in case. But I thought it was really interesting the way they were like, this is what happens when nerd culture goes mainstream. I'm like, oh, now, man, I just like Star Trek and I know Mish doesn't, so I thought it'd be funny to talk about.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you. If you are really into Star Trek, Star Wars, I'm talking me specifically. If you're into all of those things... I don't know anything about them. It's a whole world that I don't even know where to start, and I am not interested enough in it to try and start. So when my best mate talks to me about it at length for over a year and then brings it up again, my reaction is to be like, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, but I thought that was very clear. I think anyone watching that was why that's why I was saying they didn't call. What I thought was funny about that comment was more that they were just like, this is what happens when we go like.
Also, for what it's worth, I am also a nerd. Like, I am a big dork. Like, I'm not a cool kid. I am not under any kind of like. No one in their right mind would describe me as a cool person.
No.
Like,
all I'm saying is I hope you didn't take that one comment too much to heart.
No, I was just joking.
Because I think they were being defensive.
No, I didn't take it to heart. I would tell you if I took something to heart. And no, I didn't take it to heart. I just thought it was just like, I jovially brought it up as a way of being like, fuck, man, did you see this thing? Because I haven't seen you in forever because you've been touring.
I've been touring. I've been seeing the world. You want what do you want to know about the world, Mish?
Do you know what you could tell me all about?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Sydney Bridge.
The Sydney Bridge.
So this is great. This is so fun. As you know.
Should we do it after the break?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a nice early break. All right, after the break, we're going to talk about the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Hi, welcome back. Fans of the podcast know this, and we were going to do a post about it, but it never happened. We were going to talk about this. But to promote Sydney shows for Auntie Donna, I said to Mish, it wasn't even about promoting, it was just what should I do while I'm in Sydney? And Mish said, you should climb the bridge. And I was like, oh, fun. And then I was like, no, I should climb the bridge.
Well, your response was, I'm going to see if I can get it for free.
Well, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, well, holy shit, that's actually like a thing. You know, that's what celebs do. Surely they'd be open to...
A little collab.
A little collab, a little post, a little tag. And yeah, we climbed the bridge. And do you want to hear all about climbing the bridge, Mish?
Yeah, do it.
What do you want to know about
I did it when I was 13.
Oh, you'd done it?
Yeah.
I didn't know you'd done it.
Yeah, I did it when I was 13.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's nice up there. It's quite peaceful.
Yeah, I managed to drag my fat ass up there. I don't think it's not a strenuous walk.
No, I thought it would be... I mean, I was pooped. That night I was doing a show. I was like, woof. But it's not strenuous. I thought it would be really scary. But once you're up there, it's quite sturdy.
You're very secure.
Yeah. And it's just like quite peaceful up there. And they let us
Oprah's done it.
Oprah's done it. That's my favourite part, is you come into the office, into their like foyer, and there's like they're like, make sure you eat before you do the climb, and here's our little canteen, and you're like, all right, I'll get a yogurt. And on the TV, they show photos of all the celebrities that have done it, and then also upstairs they have a wall of signed pictures. And when I tell you the celebrities, Mish,
did you get to sign a picture?
No, they didn't get us to sign a picture. Hopefully we make it onto the TV, but who knows, you know. I just don't know if I'm that level of celebrity. I mean, we're talking Carson Kressley from the original
That's
Queer Eye for the
huge.
Straight Guy. We're talking the one of the families from Modern Family.
Yeah.
The Phil and his wife.
Phil
and the kids.
Dunphy.
Yeah, and the 3 kids.
Yeah.
All of them went up. We're talking Zoolander open bracket. No, yeah, Zoolander open bracket, Ben Stiller close bracket.
Ben Stiller's been up the bridge.
Well, Zoolander went up the bridge.
That's right.
Open
I remember that.
Ben
Yes,
Stiller
yes,
close
yes.
bracket. We're talking Kylie Minogue and Nikki Webster after the Sydney Olympics. Because as all aficionados of the opening and closing ceremonies know, everyone remembers Nikki Webster in her little sundress. What they don't know is the closing ceremony. You know this. The closing ceremony featured a voiceover going, "You all remember the little girl from the opening ceremony? Well, she's all grown up." And then Kylie Minogue came out in the same dress on a big thong or flip-flop and sang...
Wild. Was Nikki in the closing ceremony? Surely.
No, Kylie was Nikki's character all grown up.
No, I remember. I'm asking, do you think Nikki Webster was in the closing ceremony?
I don't think so. I think
because her fame was like within 24 hours. She was like the most famous person in the country. Surely they would have found a way to slip her into the closing
once you're
ceremony.
doing it, because then the idea was...
Just in case anyone who's listening who isn't from Australia or who isn't...
Well, Mish, it was broadcast to over 1 billion people worldwide.
Yes, but they might not know Nikki Webster from the name. Like if we said it's the little girl...
Also, they might not remember that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but she was iconic. She was iconic.
Yeah, for international listeners or people under 30, the Sydney Olympics was one of the first opening ceremonies to have a through line. The Chinese Olympics did it too. A lot of them have done it now, but the little girl like walking around in wonder, that was, I think, invented by the Sydney Olympics opening ceremony. And the little girl's name was Nikki Webster. And she became huge. She released a song afterwards called Strawberry Kisses.
Oh,
I've been missing your strawberry kisses. Great early 90s CGI spaceship. That's like my favourite genre of music video.
She ended up dancing with like a little alien type
very
creature.
Blue Dubba Dee Dubba Die.
Yes.
Very my like.
Do you remember a song by
remember many
a duo
songs.
named Jackson Mendoza?
No.
And it was called Venus or Mars.
No.
Oh my God. And it's like, are you from Venus or Mars? Do, 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 do. Oh my God. Whoa. I've gone back in time. What happened to Jackson Mendoza?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
If there's anyone out there, because I'll forget that we recorded this and I won't think to look at. Could someone remind me to look up Jackson Mendoza? Mendoza. Oh my God.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Jason Mraz?
No. I'm going to look up
Remember
this song.
Jason Mraz?
Oh, of course I remember Jason Mraz. I'm sorry, Jason Mraz. Jason Mraz's I'm Yours. I was a little simp for that song.
He had a hat.
Oh, I thought he was so... I thought when I was young, that was the kind of like, one day I'm going to live on a van with a beautiful, mysterious man like Jason Mraz, and we're just going to lie in hammocks and eat pancakes and look at nature and not get sunburnt.
Jason Mraz. Do you know who I put in the same category as Jason Mraz? Sandy Tom. Do you remember Sandy Tom? I wish I was a punk rocker with flowers in my hair. What was that song about? Because
77 and 69.
so she is saying in that song. She's saying these are two. So she is saying 77, 69. I didn't know that lyric. She is saying here are two separate eras of human expression. I love both, and I'd like to mush them together.
Maybe.
Because punk rockers and flowers in the hair, like they were counter movements to each other. Like the hippies happened, and then like the punk rockers almost...
Yeah, I think it's wanting to mesh them all together. Hey, because I haven't listened, you don't know the song at all, but I pulled up the lyrics to Venus or Mars by Jackson Mendoza.
Can I see a picture of them?
Yeah, I've got to get out of that to do that. Hold
on. Oh, no, I'll pull it up. Jackson...
it's called Jackson Mendoza. The song is called Venus or Mars. And I'll just do a verse or something because I don't remember this song. Like,
what's the genre? Give me like
pop. That era pop. Very like, yeah.
Okay.
Universal of peak perfection. You're the sun and all the planets circle round. You watch the X-Files. It keeps you guessing, but you don't know who you are. No, you don't know who you are. Oh my God, that's deep.
I do not remember these people at all.
Baby, let it show. Gotta let me know. Your constellation shining intensely. But this reads like a ChatGPT song. But I see a glowing black hole deep inside. You play Tomb Raider and it keeps you busy.
Oh, I have to say, I have a real, oh man, she's like been doing stuff. I have a real love of Australian pop music. I think I've talked about this before. I love all things where money is kind of important. I've said this on the podcast, where money is in boxing, pop music, fashion, where money is key to its aesthetic, right? So what we do, podcasting, comedy, theatre, you can make that for nothing and it can still be real. Pop music, you cannot do, and it's harder and harder as years have gone on. You cannot do it without money, right? Because it costs money to get songwriters, it costs money to get producers, it costs money to get those costumes, shoot those videos. So I have a real soft spot for Australian pop. Because it's a genre that doesn't really exist anymore. Most of who Sony would have turned into a pop girly for the last 20 years, they've now put in the singer-songwriter Triple J category. I don't know where they go now. But Vanessa Amorosi.
Oh, she was amazing.
Who else was it? Bachelor Girl.
Oh God. Voodoo Child. Natalie Bathenswaite. What was
Baby.
What was her band's name?
Rogue Traders. Do you know they said when they didn't know she was on Neighbours, they just chose her because she was the best singer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I love it so much. Delta.
This might be one of those Mandela effect things. You know the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
But did she not do a song when she was dating Philippoussis?
Maybe.
And somewhere in the music video, she's playing the piano in a beautiful dress, and then a whole bunch of tennis balls fly through the music video. Am I making that up? Anyway, sorry. We
need to get one day, if we get successful enough, we need a Tom. Tom's not here today. We need a Tom, but we also need whatever. Joe Rogan has that. Let's pull it up.
Well, babe, let's just pivot from Leguisamorama and we'll start
doing Rogue style.
No, we'll do.
Let's pull it up. It's my favourite thing. I think Mark
pivot from doing Leguisamorama
jokes about that a lot. Let's pull that up. He wanted to do a Donna podcast where we kept doing that. Let's pull that up. Okay. But the idea of let's see. I don't remember. So we'll do this. I'll be Rogan and you remember that. Tell me and I'll be Rogan for it, But I won't play. I'm not going to do an impression. I'm going to just do the vibe of Rogan.
You know that music video Delta Goodrem did? I'm not sure if I'm right about this, but she's singing in a dress on the piano and then all of a sudden a bunch of tennis balls come flying through?
I don't think she would have done that.
No, I think that she did.
So you're saying those tennis balls?
Yeah, I don't remember the song, and it feels like a weird thing to add to a music video, but I've just got a memory of seeing it.
Let's pull that up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's the tennis balls.
We could pivot from Leguisamorama and just do a Rogue Traders podcast for a bit.
Rogue Traders.
We'll just review all of Rogue Traders' songs.
I think the guys will be okay with me pitching this.
Yeah.
We were talking about different series or projects we could do, Donna, ages ago, and I got obsessed with this one idea. I don't know if I've talked about this on this podcast. I got obsessed with this idea to the point because everyone else, we were riffing about it, and everyone else was like, "We can't make this. This is crazy. Let's move on." And I nearly was like, "Hey, can I take this and run with it? Will you I'll give you all creator credit, but can I go make this? So can I see?" Because I thought it was the funniest idea we've ever come up with. It was called "Don't Hold Back: The Pop Bellies Story." Have I told you about this?
No.
So this is the idea we had. So Pop Bellies.
Wait, yes, you have. It's just come back.
Have I told you on the podcast?
No.
So Pop Bellies for the list. I think it's all right to share it because it's never going to happen. Pop Bellies. It was a EDM, Australian pop EDM group. And I don't know if this was international, but they made the song that was on the Jeep commercial. Don't hold back. Like a poppy, and it was like perfect ad fare.
Oh my God, perfect ad song.
And I
sure.
think it was international. It was the Jeep song for like 10 years, right? And but that's all. That's the only song I know that they did. They would have done a whole bunch of stuff. They were together for 20 years. I looked it up when and you remember how in Australia for a run there, like every commercial network was doing 2-part miniseries about different musicians. So they did the Delta played Olivia Newton-John. There was what were there? There was a few there. Skyhooks
there was a Molly Meldrum one
Molly
as well.
Meldrum one, right? So this was a 2-part series. I looked them up. Pop Bellies got their start in Queensland, and it was going to be a 2-part mini-series in the Channel 7 style about Pop Bellies, their rise from the clubs of Brisbane to being the first ever act to perform on both the NRL and AFL footy show grand final episode.
Is that true? Is that a true fact?
That same year they played Don't Hold Back on both versions of the footy show.
Well, they really did make something in that song, didn't they? It's like you really can play that at everything.
So the joke of the series would be, it would be all the beats of one of those things. You know, when someone comes up, you know how they have the in the studio coming up with a song, and then they have like in the club doing the song, and they probably perform maybe like over a 2-part series, maybe 20 songs.
Yep.
The idea was that all 20 times in that story, the only song they perform is Don't Hold Back. So you're there with
Why aren't you making this? You're giving away gold.
You're there
here.
with them when they come up with Don't Hold Back. They're like, don't wait. What about?
They'd be doing an acoustic version. They'd be like, "Don't hold back."
Play that again.
Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Get into it. Is there anybody out?
And be like, listen, man, I'm the biggest producer of Brisbane. I'm the biggest producer of Brisbane. If you don't give me a hit, I'm walking.
Zach, I think you've given away gold there.
And then every time they're playing Don't Hold Back at the club, they're playing Don't Hold Back. Every time they play, and then the grand finale is them singing Don't Hold Back at one of the footy shows.
That's so great. And do a Where Are They Now?
Yeah, that's funny.
And the closing credits. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, Don't Hold Back, the Pop Bellies story. Wouldn't that be the best?
Yes, Zach, that is the best. You've literally given away. Someone's going to pick that up and it's going to go
Well,
off.
call me. Look, if anyone's listening, who's going to... Pop Bellies has to agree to it.
They will.
Channel 7 has to give us millions of dollars
They
to
won't
make
do that. Yeah, that's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Don't Hold Back. Oh, it's good.
It's very good.
I was obsessed with it.
Zach,
Mish.
what's something who you watch this week?
Hey, this is going to get hard because we're baking them, but I reckon I've got another one.
I've got one. Do you want me to sing the song?
Yeah, go.
What's something cool that you watched this week with Mish and Zach? Do you want me to go first?
No, I'll go first. I always make you go first. I'm going to go first with... Not this week, but... You seen Weapons yet?
No, please don't talk about it.
I won't talk about Weapons.
I booked a ticket to see it. I booked a ticket to see it. I was a week in advance. I booked on a cheap Tuesday and I booked to see it. And then I got like a very, very busy work day and it was time to like, okay, now it's time to go to the movie. And I was just
too
tired. And I was like, damn it. And I have not seen it. And what's really annoying is everyone's talking about, nothing's been ruined. I don't know anything.
Good.
However, friend of the pod, Tilly Capulet, has kind of like gone viral, I think, as dressing up as a character from it that I know nothing about. And I'm obsessed with this character that Tilly's playing, but I don't know who they are in the movie, and I need to see the fucking movie. I'm an idiot because I reckon from everything I've heard, I would love that movie.
So up your alley, Mish.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about it, but so up your alley. And go see it before too much.
I think I'm going to go see it on Tuesday night.
Yeah, great. All right, well then I won't talk about it yet. I will talk about, I rewatched Children of Men.
Yeah, you haven't talked about that yet.
I talked to you about it. I messaged you about it, Mish. So
a phenomenal film.
Another friend of the podcast, Alexi Toliopoulos, did a screening of it at Sydney Opera House, and I was in town, and he was like, would you like to come and talk about it with me afterwards? So I think you've probably missed it, dear listener, but he just did Dracula. But it was basically, he did a little intro.
Which one? Which Dracula?
Bram Stoker, the 92, yeah. Little intro. It was on a Saturday morning. Little intro, screen the movie, and then like a conversation. Yeah, good turnout I was like 10:30 Saturday morning. But there was like people there. It's a good movie. And then afterwards we had a little chat. But it's one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 28 or whatever it's becoming. It's one of my favorite movies. I've always loved it. But it has aged like fine wine. On the rewatch, I rewatched it maybe 5 years ago. Now, just with everything that's happening in the world, I mean, the fact of the matter is all these things were happening in the world then, but I was maybe a little more naive. Mm-hmm. It is... I cried. It is such an emotional film, and I think when I loved it when I was a teenager, and even watching it in my 20s, I was like, this is a very cool movie, and it's very smart, and intellectually I loved it. But I think just with a little more life and knowing what the world a little better, it was so emotional. That scene with the baby when they all stop fighting for just a moment. Oh, spoiler. I cried. It's so powerful. It's one of those movies that I'm not just recommending you watch it if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It is one of the best movies ever made.
It is such a good movie. I've seen it a couple of times. I've always loved it. It's in my top 50. Yeah. I've always loved that film. But it is full on. Like, it is a really... Like, I would love to watch it again. I've just got to be in the right headspace for it. And I think, genuinely, for lack of a better word, you said it before, it's a cool film.
It's an incredibly well-made film. It's also, like, the best world building of any film. It's also...
I think it... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
I was about to say, I think it's possibly my favourite Michael Caine performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible in it.
So well thought through. So it's set... close to now. It was set 20 years in the future. It was made 20 years ago. And the whole conceit is that no one has had any children for the last 20 years. People just stopped. And it's never explained in that great Groundhog Day way. Like, that phenomena is never really... It is a fact, but they never go into why, which is good. And that's what you hate in sci-fi when they're like, it's because of the tachyon particles.
Yeah.
It just is. But the way that, like, everyone is playing a generation down, like, Michael Caine, I don't think is a boomer. I think he's the forgotten generation, but he's playing a boomer. Like, there's like a woman...
Oh my God, you made me want to watch this movie
with dreads and like an eyebrow ring. And you watch it now... This is what I had to say to the audience, to people that were the first-time viewers. It's like, the idea of a 45, 50-year-old woman with dreads and, like, eyebrow ring and, like obviously they were 40-year-old, but, like she looked like she was a raver in the 90s, right? But the idea of her being 45 was interesting in 2005. Like, the way they pitch it forward, it is... I've never seen a film that's aged better. It's so... Here's the thing I would say about it is that it's when people talk a lot about sci-fi now and they're like, oh, sci-fi is always a reflection of the time it was made in. They don't talk about the predictive quality of it because it's like, that seems like obvious, but it's like, that is true that there is a predictive quality. It's about looking at now. I think like great science fiction is drawing a line to the past and then keeping that line going into the future.
Yep.
And that's what this film does. And you watch it now and it is insane how true it is to the world we live in today. So upsettingly by evoking the past. You know, you're evoking Germany in the 1930s. You're evoking the Middle East now. But you're evoking all these things to say this is what society is going to look like. That cyclical nature.
I feel like
it's an emotional watch.
No. It's so, totally. I feel like similarly. You've seen Civil War. Same vibe. I reckon we watch that in 20 years and we'll be going fucking hell.
I mean, Civil War in a year.
Yeah, well, no, of course, but I'm just saying that, I feel like Civil War was made in the same way that Children of Men was made, which is the recognition that the world is like a pendulum. It will always swing back. And
the thing I really thought, and then we can move on, but it's that a lot of dystopian films, I think often the horror of most dystopian films and most post-apocalyptic films, usually the horror of it is imagine if what is happening over there happened here. Like that's the horror they're trying to present to you. You know, what was the one with Gilead and the red bonnets and
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale. The thing that she said when she wrote that is nothing in that story hasn't happened in human history.
When Margaret Atwood said that.
Yeah, Margaret Atwood said nothing in that story hasn't been done before. And I think that's the horror. And I think sometimes we look at sci-fi films like this or dystopian films and we go, we have to make sure that doesn't happen to us. But often I think the question we need to ask ourselves
is that happening?
Is that is happening.
Yeah.
The horror is, it's happening to me. And also the idea of the horror is what happened then, imagine if it happened again.
Yeah.
And it fucking hit me like a ton of bricks. It was so funny because I was getting ready to talk afterwards and just be like, wow, yeah, how good was that single shot, that one take? And then I was just like, oh. Anyway, yeah, worth a rewatch.
No, 100, you've made me want to watch that movie again.
Yeah.
That will happen by the time you've finished your tour.
Great.
And we'll talk about it next time. On a completely different note, and I have talked about this film at length on this pod and in my life because I really do love it, but I rewatched from start to finish Rocky Horror Picture Show. Again, I'm needing fluff, and I was like, that's been like the last couple of months. I just need fluff, and I was like, fuck, I love that movie, and I talk about it all the time, and I love the musical. I'm like, I want to give it a rewatch.
I have not watched it since I was a teenager.
Zach, it is so good.
Yeah.
And as an adult watching it, you pick up on things that, because I remember watching it when I was a kid, and what you notice is the funny glasses and the wigs and the fun dancing. And then when you're a teenager, it's a very sexual film, and it's but as an adult, there is, and maybe it's just because I was searching for the fluff or whatever, but there is lessons to be learned from this film.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just think truly it is such a phenomenal musical. I think Tim Curry is out of this world. I think his Frankenfurter is perfect.
Do you know fun fact about the film? They made that film for $1 million, I think, which back then was tiny, but they were offered a $20 million budget if they recast Frankenfurter, and they went with the tiny budget to keep Tim Curry.
So you should.
Isn't that one of the greatest choices ever?
Yeah, I just want to do a very, very quick shout out to Columbia in that film, played by Little Nell, who's an Aussie. I think that she is just joy.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Gorgeous. And I will say this as well, because I don't think I think a lot of the film, what's talked about is the time warp, it's Frankenfurter and whatever. The end of the film, spoiler, after he's turned them all to stone and then he brings them back to life, they sing this song called Rose Tints My World. I think that's what it's called. And it is the most wonderful song about, they basically are these are all the things that have happened to me in my life, and then I found Frankenfurter, and now I'm okay and everything's fine. And it's just, I love it. I just love it. It's like Rose Tints My World, keeps me safe from my trouble and pain.
It's...
Come on now. That's beautiful.
I have to rewatch it.
Yeah, truly. It's a good tour watch, actually.
The two things I love in queer art, two things I think is, one is irony not being used as a tool to mock. There's something about, and I think maybe it's about the way that the artists know how the idea of having multiple faces, or I can't talk, but the idea of it something being ironic but not mocking. And when I hear that final song, like there's layers to that, but it's not.
Oh, well, the final song, the Don't Dream It, Be It song is just phenomenal.
I got to rewatch it.
And then all of a sudden, Riff Raff and Magenta coming out going, I'm your new commander. It's so funny.
I remember when I watched it, I'm like, what is this? Because the plot is whack.
But that's what I mean. Watching it as an adult, it's a different kind of experience. And also, just because it needs to be said, everyone in it is hot. Yeah. I am attracted to every single person in that movie.
That's beautiful.
I love it. I love Rocky Horror Picture Show. Zach,
I will move on, but I feel like the listener will be upset that I said two things and then only listed one. Sorry. Irony, and then the other thing is joy, but it coming from a truthful place. I've talked about this a lot, but that song only works if it's like, it's not, hey, the world is awesome. It's like, I've fucking lived a life and I'm good now. Yeah. That's true. Like, that's the thing that lifts you up.
But it's also, it celebrates weirdies. And I think it celebrates, like, if you want to strip it all back and make it and simplify it, it really is about, like, celebrating who you are for all of your bits and pieces. And I think that that's really lovely. And also it's horny and fun. It's truly horny and fun. Zach.
Mish.
If you are all Leguisamorama listeners.
Oh, yes.
It is time for us to announce exactly what it is that we will be doing for the next few episodes.
How we are closing out Leguisamorama. As you know, it's over.
We have watched everything we can watch to this point.
And so we thought we didn't want to end, not with a whimper. We wanted to end with a bang.
Yes.
So we are listing I've given it a title, but we'll be workshopping it throughout the next 8 weeks. But over the next 8 weeks, we will be listing our top 8 best/most Leguizamo-y of Leguizamo's works. That's right. It's a best of list. Every week, me and Mish did a poll. I developed a system.
Yeah. This is, by the way, mine and Zach's top 8.
Yes. But I developed a system, a points-based system to land on our...
It was very efficient.
I thought so. Based on the Brownlow medal system, fun fact.
How do you do Brownlow? Shout out to the Brownlow.
We have done a top 8. We will be announcing each week at the end of the Tuesday episode.
I just found the bridge between the Footy with Broden Kelly and us, and it's the Brownlow. The Brownlow is the awards given at the end of a footy season, and the Brownlow is the system that you use to create a top 8 list of our favourite John Leguizamo movies.
It's because they give, at the end of every game, I believe the umpire gives 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. I mean, I can talk about the system, but we'll talk about it later, another time. But this is Mish and Zach's shared opinion. We kept it vibey. I was like, is it best? Mish was like, oh, shouldn't it be more Leguizamo-y? And then we're like, but there should also be an element of best. So it's kind of both. It's the best. It's the most Leguizamo-y.
And like other episodes, we will be announcing what we will be watching next on our Mish and Zach's on Tuesdays.
So number 8, the one we will be talking about this Thursday. Mish, you want to...
All right, so the number 8, our 8th favourite, most Leguizamo-y...
Most best/most Leguizamo-y.
Leguizamo project is The Take.
The Take. There'll be some bigger ones coming up, but this is a little discovery.
Please do not sleep on this movie. We'd love for you all to watch along with us, because I realise it was a crazy commitment to ask all of you to watch the 500 odd episodes things that we've done. But this top 8 would be fun if our listeners watched.
These
if you
are
want
recommendations.
Yeah, so
we're recommending these films.
The Take is a 2007 drama. We rented it on YouTube. That's how I ended up watching it.
Yeah, I rented it on YouTube as well.
Yeah, please watch The Take.
There's other movies called The Take, so make sure it's the one with John Leguizamo in it.
Please. And we will be chatting about that in our Leguizamorama episode on Thursday.
See you there, everybody.
Bye.
The Mish and Zach Podcast is recorded on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We believe that our collective culture will never reach its full potential until we embrace the history and the truth of the oldest cultures of this land.